All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Mills. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to title this lesson, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And that's concerning the so-called white man and his blessing, which is the sword. And what does the sword produce? Death and destruction. And this is that power this man have been given. From the sword himself to the, the gun, his military might. But it varies to philosophies and ideologies. That's a sword. To this man and the foods, the delicacies, these different diets. You got a thing called mukbang. That's a part of a doctrine as well. But that's a form of the sword. All those things, pretty much the results is death. But also concerning these jabs, these men so-called medicines, that's another version of the sword. And he's pulling all stops to keep his head above water. So I got this article from Axios.com, and it reads, COVID boosters are still weeks away as cases surge in the U.S. So as you can see, they haven't went away. Like you got over this. It was 2 years you had to deal with the Crown Vic and the restrictions and social distancing and the face diapers and lockdowns. You thought that was over and done with. As you can see, it's making a comeback. The return of masks. You see the return of the jabs. So it shows also the lockdowns as well. And this is all a desperate attempt of the so-called white man to continue. Because the prophets told him that his run is coming to an end. So this man, his power is trying to, add a cubit to his stature, so to speak. So it says, Salakia, as the Crown Vic cases and hospitalizations creep up during a summer wave of heightened virus activity, updated jabs are still likely weeks away. See? So as you can see, they coming back with them jabs, man. They started with the masks. You had the college. I forgot what college. Some brown college. I can't think of, but it's a predominantly black college. And guess what? They brought back the masks. As you can see now, you have a term called a triple-demic. And guess what they saying? The best thing for you to do is get that booster, man. It says why it matters. Americans have largely tuned out the Crown Vic. But the latest Crown Vic uptick is a reminder that the virus continues to circulate and mutate, though the threat is far below pandemic era levels. So as you can see, it says America's tuned it out, not knowing it was coming back to make its way its round, man. Matter of fact, let me get some. Because these people think that everything is okay, is back to normal. You get to see LeBron play for another year. NFL season is about to come up. Not knowing this is the snare of Yahweh Shema Shai. Ecclesiastes 9:12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So yeah, that can be applied to individuals. A man, didn't plan, his morning to, wake up late, ultimately get T-boned or die in a car wreck that morning. That wasn't in his plan. Just like the fish that are taken in a net, the birds that are caught in the snare, which they're not. They just go on by their day. These certain animals. They ain't say a deer, because a deer is, aware of its surroundings. These people just go by their day and suddenly they're taken. And even on a larger scale concerning empires and rulerships, the time of the so-called white man is up now. As much as he think he can look into the future, and he got all these schedules going back to the NFL. He got the NFL scheduled to the year 2100. So this nigga got plans for the future. But he don't even know his time. Matter of fact, before I go back, let's get that in Job 14 and verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. See? So the Lord know the time. Talks about he number and measure the times. He says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And we in a time where this man is about to come to a screeching halt. And we seeing the screeching now. We hearing the screeching now. These laws, legislations, pretty much that bitter cry of the so-called white man. And this is a form of it. You got to get the jab. These boosters. So, Ecclesiastes 9:12, it says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in a snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it follows suddenly upon them. See? So as you can see, it says they're going to be snared in an evil time. And this is the evil time. The time of trouble. This is the last empire. The last rulership of the heathen, man. Talk about the time of the Gentiles being fulfilled. Of course, this is going to be a hell of a transition, man. But it was a certain season, so it's an evil time. So it's a certain time appointed for evils on planet Earth. And this is it. The end, and it coincides with the end of the so-called white man and his rulership. So these people tuned it out, but it has crept back upon them concerning this Crown Vic. It says, health officials face a challenge convincing a pandemic fatigue public to get an updated Crown Vic shot. See, as jab uptake has declined with each successful booster. So this show with a so-called white man in this process. As you can see, it's a challenge convincing the people. So this man it's not going to, if lies and deception is not going to work, what's the only option? The sword. So matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Isaiah 44. Because, they have a war on misinformation. This man got a whole team. He got in the budget of the U.S. government. This shit coming out your check to help fight against the videos that's being put out. These people it's a team 24/7. watching videos, looking for certain words and algorithms. That's why it was a term called medical misinformation on the YouTube. That has never been a thing till that Crown came on the scene. But it just shows that what's the next step? What's the only thing he can? What's the other play he got? The sword. Because really the deception is what maintains things, what keep his head above water. So this is Isaiah 44, and I started on verse 24. It says, "Thus saith the Lord thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself." So as you can see, Yahweh Shema Shai is boasting in his works. The Lord pretty much made everything, which is powerful indeed. It says that frustrateth the tokens of the liars. So as you can see, concerning the Lord boasting in himself, this was part of it as well, because this is a monumental moment in time in history on the earth, man. Scripture talk about how this man came out of the pit and was able to deceive the whole nations, man. All the nations across the four corners of the earth. But somehow, that shit is now being broken up by the way of this light. This is the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord sent forth the prophets to frustrate the tokens of the liars. Matter of fact, let's see what that word token going to. Just get that nigga on blue letter real quick. The word token, sign, signal, distinguishing mark, banner, omen, standard. It says in the Strong's a beacon, monument, prodigy, evidence, marks, which is ultimately, this man, his new world order. These different things that he's trying to accomplish to fulfill his desire. Is being frustrated now. It talks about how the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated, but the wicked, the hope of the wicked, shall come to naught. It says, that frustrated the tokens of the liars and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward and maketh their knowledge foolish. And the Lord is doing that by the way of sending forth his prophets. And now every time this man come out with something, it's heavily scrutinized. You could already see the blemishes, whatever he presents, whether it's a false flag or a reason why there had to be another, you got to get another shot. It's being made foolish. Talks about how the knowledge of wickedness is not even wisdom. Well, how do you know that? Because the true wisdom, knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai is on the earth now, man. And this man is being found out. So what other thing could he do? Since he's frustrated, that frustration is going to turn to wrath. So matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13. It reads, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him." See? And disappoint him from what? Crown his enterprise to success. For the Lord, for this man not to accomplish his desires, which is their new world order. And as you can see, this is the way this man think he's gonna meet that. By the way of this pandemic, You know, and Crown Vic never did go away though. Every other day, it wasn't like you was hearing it every day. You might have heard it every other day. Fauci, he took us, he sat back, he retired or something. And, you know, you might hear it every once in a while, but nah, since it's finna get back cold, and you know, he's back, bigger and better than ever. This time these devils ain't gonna play. Ain't gonna be no loopholes, and so the Lord's gonna disappoint him. Meaning he will not accomplish this new world order. It says, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. See, so he is the sword of the Lord. So if he the sword of the Lord, there ain't nothing to sneeze at, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai called this man a devil, a liar. And guess what? We don't know the half of that. We thoroughly convinced, you know, this man is Esau. You know, that he's the wicked. That he is that liar, and you know, but guess what? The Lord said he is. So it far sees what we know, man. That's why he's gonna receive that double. Well, he said he's the sword as well. You see this man, his military might. Talks about how that fourth beast was known for his great iron teeth. So this man, his military might. But wait till all hell break loose. He gonna bring them real things out. We're talking about mechanical dolls. You're gonna see the real ones. You know, these robots, drones, because he is the sword. This is how he was able to get where he's at now. He was able to accomplish these certain feats, get over these certain humps with the sword. So matter of fact, we'll end off on this. Matter of fact, let me get in that blue letter. The book of Genesis, chapter 27. And verse 40. And this is concerning Esau. And it reads, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, without shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So as you can see, it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So let's get that. Let's see what that word sword say first. Okay, sword, knife. Said drought. Damn. Cutting instrument from its destructive effect. And Esau is destructive. That's the spirit. He got the spirit of the sword upon him. Because he's destructive. It says a knife, sharp instrument, axe, dagger, mattock. Let's see what a mattock. Okay. Something like a axe. Sword too. So let's get that word live. Let's see what that word live says. To live, have life, remain alive. See? So this is why this man is these draconian laws are being passed. The rhetoric. You know, he's been becoming more bold on his stance of the NWO too as well, man. Because that sword, you know, it says sustain life. See, this is how he's going to sustain himself. By the way of the sword. Prosper, live forever, be quick and be alive, be restored to life or health. See? So this is how he's going to restore himself, you know, to to sustain life, to remain alive, or it says to continue in life. But it's authoritarian, this digital system, and it's going to be enforced by its military. That's why it's going to be, those words being thrown around again, required and compulsory, if I'm saying it right, which means mandatory, man. So, matter of fact, I got one more precept. Psalms 59 and 7 reads, "Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who say they doth hear?" So as you can see, that's how these devils deal. By the way of the sword. It says swords are in their lips, even in their lips, in their speech, their rhetoric, their laws and legislations. That's why you have these different executive orders and all that is behind some type of military operation. So yeah, I can just hold it edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word now, true faith and sincerity. DTA, Bible Bow, soon, very soon.